All right, good morning, my friends. We just did our quick practice, which was Freeze It. So online friends, I'm posting a Freeze It video for you to do this morning. Because we have art and math time is only an hour long, we're going to skip our fact practice because we're going to be practicing those facts for every story problem. But today's focus is all about word problems. What is it?
All about word problems.
So I don't want to waste your time. We got to get started. Please pull out your markers.
Pull out your markers. Pull out some markers. Pull out some.
I've kind of given you guys a heads up that on this test, you are going to be doing lots of word problem practice, and I expect a few things. What is the first thing I expect to see on every single word problem? Olivia. A picture. The very first thing you want is your picture to represent the problem. Good. What is the second thing you're probably going to do after you've represented it with your picture? Eli?
Equation.
An equation. Very good. So you're going to have a picture or a math drawing. You're going to have an equation.
Answer.
Ellie, what else do I need after my equation?
Label.
Ooh, even before my label. This part.
Answer.
An answer. My brain is not wanting to spell this morning. An answer and a, everybody?
Label.
Label. Those are the four things I'm looking for on every single problem. And friends, I got to tell you, the reason we're spending so much time practicing these pictures is if you accidentally forget to represent the problem with the picture, that's half of your score. So each problem is worth, oh, we're not doodling right now. Ay, ay, ay. Each problem is worth 5 points, and you get half off if you forget your picture. So make sure that we're really figuring out today what type of picture represents the problem, okay? So we're really reviewing those problem types. Are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Quick questions, Keegan?
Do we have to get the picture right?
Yes, because that's what we're practicing now is making sure we're choosing a picture that actually represents what's happening. So if you get, let's say it's really an equal shares problem and you draw an array, your answer will probably be correct. So you would get half of the problem, but if your picture doesn't match what's happening in the problem, we would still miss that half. That's a good question. So that's why today we're really practicing making sure we think what's happening and how do I represent that. Kevin?
How do you take 5 away from, how do you take 3 away, how do you take 5 if you get the label wrong, how do you take half?
2.5.
away?
2.5. Eli?
When is the test?
Our test is coming up, I want to say
Tomorrow.
it's on Friday. So we have a pre-test on Wednesday, and then we'll do some workshop practice on Thursday, and then our final test is on Friday. Eli?
And this is the last day of summer.
Ooh, officially.
Tomorrow.
All right, we got to get going. Numero uno. Tony counted 36 legs in the lion house at the zoo. How many lions were there? I'm going to start by figuring out what I'm finding. I know that I need to figure out how many lions there are. What is a bit of information that I already know? What is some other key information in the problem? Emerson.
36.
There's 36 lions. Oh no, there's not 36 lions. There's 36 legs. Ooh, 36 legs, and I'm trying to figure out how many lions there are. How could I represent what I'm searching for here? I've got a total of 36 legs, and I know lions only have so many legs, right? And to figure out how many lions, what would I do, Keegan?
Lions have 4 legs, so you would just do 36 divided by.
He's right. He already knows my equation. He said we're doing 36 divided by 4 because lions have 4 legs. What type of drawing would best represent that? If I know a total number of legs and I know that each lion's got 4, so I'm splitting them into groups of 4. River? Equal shares would absolutely be the best one. River and Keegan, you just earned us a point. What do you say? Good work, you two. Oh, 3-0. I better up my game today. So let's go ahead and start with our picture. What goes on top for my equal shares? Hendricks? My total on top? 36, very good. Box it up. And each lion has how many legs?
4.
4. So we get to count by our 4s down below. So the first lion would have 4 legs. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. Whew. Are we gonna pause? That's how I went about that. How many lions were there at the zoo? I've heard from River. Are there any other mathematicians that think they got it already? If each one of these 4 leg groups counts as a lion, how many lions did we find? Braylon? 9. So my answer is 9 lions. Very good. Go ahead and erase. If you're working it. If you didn't work it, you're ready for the next one. Numero dos. One wall of an art gallery has a row of 5 paintings and a row of 9 paintings. How many paintings are on the wall? This is tricky. I'm trying to figure out how many paintings. That's what I need to find. What do I already know? Eli?
That it's gonna be equal groups.
You think so? What's some information that I know that I can highlight on the problem? Some keywords. Riley? Oh, there's a row of 5. Yes, that looks like one key part. What else, Keegan?
9 paintings.
Ooh, and another row of 9. So I have one row of 5 and one row of 9. Do I have equal groups or equal shares or anything in this?
Equal
Do
groups.
they have the same amount? If they're not same amounts, can I do a multiplication or a division? Can I? I think they were trying to throw us off here. I've got one row of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've got one row of 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can I multiply to find that total? No, because they're not equal. What would I do instead? If there's a row of 5, there's a row of 9, and I need to find the total. Skylar? It's kind of like an array, but check it out. This part's not equal. And so if they're not equal rows, I can't multiply for an array. And so instead of multiplying, how would I figure out how many total dots there are here? It's actually not. It's actually none of those pictures. This one's throwing us for a loop. Emerson? I don't need parenthesis marks. Depends. What they're saying is, hey, I've got 5 paintings on top, I've got 9 paintings on the bottom, and I need to figure out the total. How are we going to figure out the total? Savannah? I just add them up. I've got a row of 5 plus the row of 9, and that word and, that's kind of my key word there. And usually just means add. It's kind of a helpful tip. So I've got one row of 5, one row of 9. How many paintings do I have in all? Who's got that one for me? Gunner. 14.
Pictures.
Look again.
Paintings.
Paintings. Very good. Now I did not do this on my last one, but when I check for reasonableness, I'm also making sure. Did we draw a picture? Yes. Did we write an equation? Pause, pause.
Yes.
Did we write an equation?
Yes.
Do we have an answer?
Yes.
Zombies. Do we have an answer?
Yes.
Did we put a label on it?
Yes.
Are we ready to move on?
Yes.
You bet. Erase. All right. Work with me on this one. Who would like to read number 3 really loud and proud? Miss Olivia.
Josh's muffin pan is an array of 4 rows and 6 columns. How many muffins can Josh make in
since we've done 2 practice problems, and this one literally tells you what type of picture to draw, this one's on you. So I want you to think about your key information. What do you know? What are you trying to find? And get your 4 things, your picture, your equation, your answer, and your label all listed for this problem. You've got 3 minutes on the clock. Best of luck to you. That's your practice problem. Online friends, this is one of your slides today. We're going to try another one, just you guys here. So this is numero quattro. To get ready for the school spelling bee, Tanya studied 3 hours each night for an entire week. How many hours did she study? Can someone tell me the question or what we're trying to find? Brielle?
How many hours?
Good. How many hours she studied? That's what we're trying to find. Who has some key information we already know? Hendrix? 3. So she studied 3 hours. For how long? Dax? 3 hours each night for how many days? River?
4, 7 days.
Yes, River. How did you know 7 days? Because I don't see the number 7.
Because an entire week equals 7.
Bingo. So if you want to jot that note there, a week is 7 days, which means we're going to have 7 days that were 3 hours each and every day. Think about that as you're doing your picture. Again, you get 3 minutes for this practice problem. 3 minutes. Make sure that you have a picture, equation, answer, label. Quick question before we go. We should. Good luck, my friends. 3 minutes on the clock. Online friends, this is your next slide. Alrighty, hocus pocus. I gotta find something to try to trick you guys because you're just blowing me off the charts today. Let's see. These ones are make sense of problems. We want to try our variables again. So we haven't been using our variables a whole lot in our equations, so we're gonna practice it for this one. These ones you get to choose if you use the picture or not because you've been practicing, Addison. So I will show you on the first one. So groove your markers. First, test to see if I get points. If friends start playing with their markers while I'm doing this practice problem, those will be points from me. Don't let me get a point on the board. So far it's 5-0. Your lead. Your markers are grooved. You're paying attention. Numero 7. Sadie plans to read 2 books every month for 6 months. How many books will she read during that time? So if I'm the mathematician doing this, I get to choose if I'm doing a picture or not. Right? We did our picture practice, so I get to choose. I still think of it in my brain whether I draw it or not. So I'm asking myself, what am I finding? How many books? Okay. What do I know? I know she's reading 2 books per month, and she's doing it for 6 months. So it would be like 6 groups of 2. So what I'm going to write is if I were solving, I would say 6 times 2 equals B for books. B equals 12 books. What are things that I expect you guys to include when I have you do a practice problem? What are things you see up here that we've learned that I can expect? Mr. Eli.
A variable?
Yes. This time we're going to make sure we use a variable. Oh no, friends, I get my first point. What do you say?
Oh, man.
Nuts! I had just a couple of friends that had silly tools in their hands. Make sure we're really listening. The first thing I can expect right now is a variable. And remember, that's the letter. Usually the first letter of whatever my label will be. So B for books. What else do you guys notice in my response here? Hendrix? I still have a label. Good. Braylon? I still have an equation. So I have an equation with a variable. And does anybody remember what this fancy symbol's called? Go ahead and say it if you know it.
Semicolon.
Very good. So I have an equation with a variable, a semicolon to split it up, And then I say my answer variable equals my answer and a label. Do you have to do a picture?
No.
Can you do a picture?
Yes.
Yes, if the pictures really help your brain, do it. If you are a mathematician who you're like, man, those pictures, they just messed me up. I know my facts. Do you have to do it?
No.
No, we just need to make sure we know how. These ones, you must have a variable. You must have this format. So an equation with a variable, an answer, and a label. An equation with a variable, an answer, and a label. What are our three things? Equation with a
Variable.
an answer, and you guys are going to do this next one on your own. Are you ready?
Yes.
A farmer's market sells pumpkins for $5 each. On Friday, the market made $35 from the sale of pumpkins. How many pumpkins did the market sell on Friday?
7.
You guys need to have an equation with a variable, an answer, and a label. I'm going to give you 3 more minutes on the clock. Remember, if it helps to draw a picture, do it. You just don't have to on this one. So if it helps, do it. This is going to be another slide for my online friends, in-house folks. You're working it out right now, and my 3 minutes starts now. Okay, online friends, we're going to let you in on our extra help. So hocus pocus.
Everybody's focus.
Who can tell me my equation with a variable? How did you solve this one? Miss Hadley.
5 times 35 equals P, and then P times something is 7.
So if I multiply 5 35 times, am I going to get 7?
No.
You got the right answer, girlie, but let's figure out, we need a different equation for that. How did you get 7? You totally have the right answer. Bingo. What do you guys think? Do you agree with this? Some of your symbols? Yes, you agree, or you're thinking something different? Lots of agreeing, yes. This is brilliant. I did see some of you flipped it and multiplied to solve. I saw Skylar did that, saw Eli did that. Super smart. Sometimes multiplication clicks with your brain way better. But this is the best equation to represent what's happening because they made a total of 35 and we can split it into $5 each pumpkin. Who has my answer here after my semicolon? We can say P equals a total of how much, Miss River? 7. 7. Really? Yes, it is. 7 pumpkins. Nice work, you guys. This last one is your ticket to work time, which I've got to tell you. We're going to do one more practice problem, and then you get to create your own, which is going to be part of your homework today. And that's still going to give us a half hour of homework time. All right. Are you ready? Erase.
Erase. Erase. Erase.
My last practice problem for this lesson is numero nueve. A keypad on Tim's phone has 21 buttons. There are 3 buttons in each row. How many rows of buttons are on the keypad? The keypad on his phone has 21 buttons. Addison. There are 3 buttons in each row. How many rows of buttons are on the keypad? Go ahead and solve that one. Online friends, I'm actually going to give you a different trick problem. So go ahead and check out your slides. You can do this for practice. And then I'll have one check in with you on your slides about Paisley and a quilt. Good luck to you. Okay, my online friends. Today's homework is remembering 1-18. Right now, we are going to go through the stretch your thinking problem together. So go ahead and you can do it with us so that you can kind of hear that one. It's a little bit different. And then you will have the rest of today to finish remembering 118 on your own. I highly recommend that if you finish it early and you're done with your homework and have extra time, go ahead and get on Prodigy. There's a lot of practice problems on there that if you still have a good chunk of time for your work time and your schedule today, that would be a really smart way to spend some of that extra time and have some fun and still be learning math. So good luck.